Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'd like to join Payson with her movie Harpies. Let's take another clip.
You couldn't have at least picked someone with a brain, depth, anything. I mean, have you even seen her work? Because I bet it's so awesome.
Hey, man, you can't say that, okay? That's like sexist.
I will have you know that my work has been described as a delicious exploration of inner strength and unyielding oppression with an inspired reimagining of the figure-ground relationship.
Sebastian, you will accompany me to my office.
Oh. So you can tell me how sexist I'm being?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I can't be sexist! And you know why? Because I'm a woman!
Thank you for being here. Welcome to the New Filmmakers Los Angeles family, and thank you for bringing Harpies to us, really.
Oh my God, thank you. So excited to be here.
Your film, I mean, my goodness me, I never knew all that was coming, but what a fiasco of greatness. For those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
So Harpies is about a woman dressed up as a man attending the Royal Academy of Arts in London in the late 1800s because women weren't allowed to attend the school. And while she is there, the Academy admits their first female student. So it's kind of like if She's the Man went horribly wrong. Yeah.
It's brilliant. And for someone that's actually been to the Royal Academy of Arts as well, like, you know,
Right.
Oh my goodness, like, I was just like, whoa. Not in the 1900s though, but still. This is first it was a brilliant idea. You had a tremendous group of actors, and I thought the dialogue and the story was so good. Where did it start for you in bringing this film together?
Yeah, so Molly had the initial idea. Molly's the co-screenwriter and the director. But we're both really interested in like the cultural phenomenon of the girl boss, right? And how like you see the girl boss over and over throughout history, both political history and media history. So like 12th Night and then Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
And so we're like, why are we as a culture so obsessed with these women that are really ambitious and get what they want and like might be the first woman to do something, but how does that kind of require you to strip yourself of some of your own humanity in order to reach that level of success? Kind of makes you evil inherently.
Yeah.
And we as a culture love to hate the girl boss, but we just wanted to look at these characters as real people, think about their actual motivations, and Molly and I like to say we're both recovering girl bosses. So it comes from like a personal place of like, when you want something and society is pushing back on your femininity, it's like, okay, do I commodify myself in order to weaponize my femininity, like i.e. like skinny girl products like Bethany Frankel, or do I totally abandon my femininity entirely so that other people can forget that I'm a woman ultimately? And that's kind of what the two characters have a push-play relationship on, is how they chose to work with or against their femininity to find the success that they wanted.
That was so wonderfully articulated. So much depth in all of that, and all the context of those emotions, those feelings, what it's like to be a woman in this kind of very like man's eccentric world, and then going back to the 1900s and seeing we've progressed in some ways, but there's a lot of still movement we got to do in other ways, you know. I love the way this film was set up. Like there was so much going on, brilliant characters, really great dialogue, and you know, very unfortunate realistic scenes probably of that period as well. How did the design of the whole, how did it begin? How did you know? Because you really nailed it. It was great.
Thank you. I mean, I think that we wanted to kind of take the period as we were less interested in historical accuracy and more interested in like, what does the image of the period do to the viewer? And like, it immediately raises the stakes, right? But then at the same time, we wanted that kind of like camp, crazy tone, the kind of like wild freedom. We both have like a history in theater, and so we're interested in the aesthetics of the theatricality. There's
Commedia dell'arte, farce.
Absolutely, very farcical. And I also have an art historical background, and so kind of like playing on the aesthetics mirroring the themes in the film. So if we're thinking about kind of how to dress oneself up in the role that society expects from us, then how do you also dress yourself up in a way that feels authentic but is performance?
Yeah.
And so then the aesthetics take on like a very drag tone. The production designer is brilliant, Dora Palmer, and they are a drag artist as well. And so we wanted that really scrappy, theatrical feeling in what Molly and I refer to as the tableau space, the space that mirrors the Birth of Venus painting.
Yeah.
It's basically like, okay, the art historical record, what if we take that and reimagine it into these campy, scrappy drag aesthetics? How is that kind of basically the same thing that Nora, the main character, is doing by embodying this male identity that is authentic to her, right? Like that's a part of who she is, but she's just amplifying it.
No, I mean, goodness me, you got all those dynamics down to a T. I mean, honestly, it was. I love how you know, again, you kind of had your way of portraying it. It wasn't about like, you know, absolute accuracy of the 1900s. Like, you know, you wanted to kind of incorporate all the characters was really what led it. I mean, tell us a bit about your role, but then also like, you know, how the other characters and how you kind of work together.
Yeah, absolutely. So the two main characters, Marguerite and Nora, portrayed by me and Molly, they're based on us. They're based on like if each of us followed all of our worst impulses. I just use the word worst to mean like most ambitious, like most clawing, and also most anxious.
Yeah.
Right? Like the character description for Marguerite is kind of like if you gave Elle Woods an anxiety disorder, you know? So that's my shadow self. That's how I fear I come off to other people. And that's who Marguerite is.
Yeah.
She is drinking her green juice. She is saying her affirmations, and she is thinking about how much she hates herself, you know? And Nora is like gritty and disgusting and so ambitious that it consumes her. And I think that that's kind of, Molly has discussed with me some of their shadow selves. And then the other characters, we were kind of just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, the Freddie sidekick character, we were like, okay, what if we reverse the traditional kind of like straight male lead, gay sidekick? And it's kind of like gay lead, token straight male sidekick.
Yeah.
Freddie loves Nora, thinks that Nora is a genius, has no idea that Sebastian is Nora, thinks that Sebastian is Sebastian. And like really just wanted to let everyone shine. The other roles are written really specifically with the people that played them in mind to bring out the qualities that are already in them and give them the opportunity to share them.
No, and it looks like you had a lot of fun. Like, I mean, it was funny, you got on stage just, I didn't recognize. I was like, oh my God, oh, you were in it. Well, obviously, you're an actor and it was the 1900s, but still, so well done. But like, you fooled me. But yeah, I mean, it looked like you had a lot of fun because I think the way you all played off each other was it was like an orchestra. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you. I mean, Molly and I have been best friends since middle school. And so we have a really, we have like a really built-in shared language, you know, in the process of writing Harpies. It's a larger project, and this as a proof of concept for it, I think it was a process of learning how to create as adults, like post-college, post-ish COVID, kind of like coming into what it means to us to be working artists. And part of what that means to us is creating shared community around the work. And that's why it fits together so well, people in their different pockets, because it wasn't something that we thought about after we had it written. It was like a part of the writing of it. It's a part of the creation, is the back and forth, the feedback between me and Molly as artists, and also just as friends and people.
And I think as well, like we can't, you know, when you're in any form of inequality or any form of minority or any form of underserved or underrepresented, there's so many firsts of people, right? Like there's so many, and we're going to have that throughout our lifetime, thankfully, in good ways, but we want to keep breaking those boundaries and knock those doors down. But like going back to this time, you know, a lot of women had to do this, and in many different industries and many different circles hid their gender, right? For this, I mean, this is not like something that you made up here. This is truth, right?
Yeah.
And I love that you kind of brought light to that, because this was true. And yeah, we all hope, and eventually it was coming to the point where, okay, this was the first person, but you know, until there's that first person, there is no door broken down. There is no, you know, and I loved how you kind of put those two characters together, because it was important to show that, hey, this is how it really, really was. And there's still a long way to go today where we've gotten different things too, right?
Yeah, and to kind of trouble the definition of what the first even is.
Yeah.
Because we can't know.
Exactly.
One, there are so many untold stories in so many
Totally.
different industries and in so many different ways. So one, we can't know. And two, the way that people become the first at something, right? We like to imagine that there's some kind of singular genius situation going
Yeah.
on. But so often there are factors outside of all of our control. We feel it as artists
Absolutely.
now, trying to get the recognition or the audience or the satisfaction that we want.
Yeah.
There's so much that's out of your control. And you want something that badly. And I think that's also the power of the Nora Marguerite relationship, is that they're coming from opposite worlds and they have opposite perspectives on the way to do this. And at the same time, the other one is the only person who actually understands what it is like to want what they want that badly. And so then there's this forced connection, and in the short version you get like a glimmer of it. That's also why we wanted to switch between the dream tableau world and the real world.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in the real world they're not just gonna like embrace and ride off into the gay sunset, you know.
Yeah.
But in the tableau world you get a sense of that kind of like they're with each other, they get each other, and they hate each other, and they want to be each other, and it's, you know, that mishmash that happens.
Yeah. No,
I think, yeah.
It was beautiful to watch, especially on a big screen. Like, I was like, wow, it was amazing. And hearing the audience reaction. Did you have a good time last night?
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah.
We're so deep into the project that you lose sight of it as exciting.
Yeah.
And then to be surrounded by people, it breathes so much new life. And that was our premiere. We're so like grateful that we were able to do it with New Filmmakers, because it just felt like such a supportive and happy place.
Yeah. Always keep bringing more movies to us, which leads me to say, what is next? Where are you taking us next?
Yeah, I think that next really is the continued life of Harpies. As I said, this is a proof of concept for a feature. We have written like so many different versions of the proof of concept, and then so many different potential synopses of the feature. We're still working on it. We're still excited about it, and we hope that we can stay with these characters, stay inside of Nora and Marguerite, and find out what the feature really looks like, and bring it to people.
Here we go. Well, thank you for bringing Harpies to life. Thank you for all your cast and crew for your incredibly hard work, and we're looking forward to your next ventures. So thank you very much. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Thank you, Payson.